So it's a Sunday morning. I have to use a lot of Dzogchen. I've had to use it since an early age because there's a lot of things that happen. I don't know, some nasty thing this guy said to me. I didn't quite catch it, just the tone of voice. But they don't like to give us space. They don't like to. So we have to find our own space. And sometimes it can be, we work too hard at that, which is why I'm working more on the application of the 9 dramatic moods and the wrathful energies, the reversal. So you've got the peaceful, enriching, magnetizing, and wrathful activities. And a lot of us focus only on the peaceful activities. One of the things that we're battling a lot is people who think that this is a mathematics, that you can look at it all pragmatically, that you can look at it all analytically, and that's really not how it works. The idea that you need to do a lot of accumulations, the belief in magic. Now, some people accuse our school of having temporary belief in magic and insincere belief in the Dharma, and that's not really true. We understand the applications of the Dharma. Non-duality, you never get away from transactional reality. You just really don't ever get away from it. But what you can do is embrace the delusion that leads to spontaneity. So if you've got to buy everything every moment, if you got to buy your water, you got to buy your air, you got to buy everything becomes transactional and you lose the spontaneity. If you buy a space that has the things in it that you can interact with without directly giving money to the creek, you start to generate more spontaneity. But then people say, what is this spontaneity? Can I buy this spontaneity? Can I pay you to teach me spontaneity? So even that becomes transactional. So we're always looking for ways to apply our teachings, our practices to what we encounter. So I'm sitting here on a porch to use the Wi-Fi that my rent is paying for. I have to deal with people saying things like, you didn't earn that, you get that for free. But then I counteract, when I work and when I earn, I don't get what I earn. Whatever I've earned goes to someone else, and I don't get anything at all. If I'm given any money, I'm told how to spend it. And so what I get is a stipend because of magic, because the Buddha willed it, because a wrathful spirit scared you into giving it to me. And what I do every day is try to sustain the spontaneity of myself and my family members and the people I have deep relationships with and the people I have passing relationships with and the people who track me down to the ends of the earth, despite the fact that it was supposed to be a passing relationship. And I have to deal a lot with baiting, call them the finger-counting masturbators. They're here to see the freaks. They want to know, hey, is there a 6-fingered llama? Can we make them mad? And see, there's a lot of people that don't like me saying things like that. What? They're baiting the masters. What are you talking about? And, well, now I'm thinking about a lot of other stuff. See, well, there's where we can do our work. That other stuff you're thinking about is where we could do our work. But see, that's such a strong energy. And see, that's why you want to draw that energy all the way up to the crown of your head. Because you start to stabilize it. It dissipates a little as it goes up through each of the other chakras. And you can even shoot things out of yourself from the top of your head so that there's less in there. You can start finding all those people that they sprinkled on the cherry delight at the shindig who are chattering in your ear. Resolve their issues through all the channels and shoot them out, and now you can sit there calmly. But there's a lot of things that interfere with you sitting there calmly that you've got to face. Women, for example, carry a lot of tension in our hips for a variety of reasons that have to do with the chakras you don't want to think about right now, because it involves with making masters angry. And it should have involved more of that and less of them, right? So, whatever. So we have our ways of doing things. I wish we had more privacy. I know that when I'm belly dancing in the evening, that somebody's probably filming me on a voyeur cam, and see, that gives me a lot of tension. And yet there's the power in the move that, you know, when you're just shaking your hips out of determination while they're watching you, while all the evil is going on around you, even when the evil is all over you, the evil's been all over you, and ew. And your hips are going, I don't want, I'm drawing the evil to myself. And then you're just going, yeah, I'm shaking the evil off. I'm shaking the evil off. I'm shaking the evil off. Then I go to sit down and do these other meditations, do the Gana Puja, do the Guru Yoga in the morning. And I just sit there. My leg doesn't fall asleep. My one hip isn't tight. And it's because I've used the energy of that chakra you don't want to think about, except you do want to think about it. And that's why you're here. And that's why you want to hear a woman talk about Hatha Yoga. But you don't want to admit that, because that's going to make your hips tight. And so then somebody told me today I don't know anything about Buddhist debate. And I'm assuming this person is a man. Maybe he's even a monk. And that's one of the things that I got to deal with. It's like, really? I tried to become a nun. I went to my husband about it, and he even tried to make me one at one point, and he told me not to do it. That I had family members, and that when you leave behind family members and your obligations, he's seen it over and over again. They get drawn out of there, and then it's better just to skip going in there. And there are lots of things. You know, you're attracted to the outfit, you're attracted to the place, but eventually you're going to be attracted back to your family because they have a claim on you. And if you get to where that claim on you is unowned, then you're going to go to the hells. The monks, you know, going to the monastery isn't necessarily going to get you out of the hells. It's just going to get you out of a lot of your obligations right now. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do. For those people that don't have obligations, it's a very good place to be. But for people who have those obligations, that you need to deal with your obligations. Now, maybe your obligations are insurmountable in the moment, and that's a place that you can wait for things to mature. But the idea that you're eventually going to have to leave, there are monasteries, there are traditions that teach you how to deal with your obligations at the same time, but that is not the trend or the idea that's being promoted most right now that I have seen. Maybe it does exist, but they're not on the internet. So, a lot of these places, there are monasteries that try to send you away. There's monasteries that try to draw you in. There are monasteries where they, like, you know, do every kind of mean thing to you, and then if you survive that, they're stuck with you. And there's others that try to be super nice to you to keep you there. And so it's you know, the monasteries exist within samsara, which is the same as nirvana. But contemplating these things requires maturity and repetition and doing these things and being mature. So Kusali, if you're watching this, there's a lot of, you really are gaslighting me. It's you're heckling, you're masturbating, you're doing a lot of different things, and you're saying it's silly that I would teach you anything when I've been studying this kind of thing for a very long time, probably longer than you've been alive. And you want to disrespect my school, and you want to do all of those kinds of things. You need to recognize what you're doing. Separate the things inside yourself about what you're doing. I'm assuming you have some sort of attachment to the idea of being a Buddhist. And one of the things that you're trying to do here is criticize a woman. I don't know if you're a monk, but I can't remember, is that a fall to defeat or a downfall? But it's something you're going to need to do some prostrations about.